Welcome back to Contracted and Committed. I'm Kelsey, the PT with a travel bug and a knack for peds.
And I'm Tristan, the unofficial navigator, emotional support human, and guy who's learned to pack in advance.
Today, we're talking about how we keep our marriage strong even when everything else, like our address, schedule, and grocery stores, are constantly changing.
13 or so weeks at a time, new job, new place, new everything. It's a lot, but somehow we're still here and still in love.
So I think the first thing that we can talk about is learning to communicate under pressure.
So when you talk about pressure, do you mean pressure on packing, pressure in changing a new place, pressure in figuring out where we're going to choose next, and worried about, are we making the right choice of going to the right place?
I feel like that's all correct. But I think the biggest thing is the packing struggle. Because I feel like I am always one that packs weeks in advance and you pack last minute.
Well, I feel like we need to still use our things before we leave is the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
So it's like if we're packing weeks in advance, it's like, well, I need to get this thing out of the packing stuff now and then use it and I have to repack it. And so it's like, why don't we wait until we get a little closer and then maybe we can pack there. So that's my biggest thought on that. Though I think I've improved though.
Yeah,
before I used to be like, oh, it's like 2 days until, okay, let's pack everything up. And now it's more like, okay, let's figure out chunks of things that we can pack at a time as we go throughout the week.
Because like right now, we're like a month before we're leaving this contract, and I'm already thinking like, okay, like what's the food we have to like get rid of before we leave? Like let's think about using those. How are we gonna use them? And you're like, we'll figure it out in the week of.
I haven't thought about it a single time yet.
Yeah, I know. I think that's really hard though for travel. It's like, for us anyways, the packing was kind of hard because I am so planned and structured. And that's been, a challenge. But I do think with communication, it's been a lot better.
Think so? You think I've improved?
Well, I think just communicating like what I am seeing and what I think.
What your expectations for packing look like or what you want.
Yeah.
I think there's a middle ground that we can find. I can definitely admit of myself that I might be too late of a packer, maybe a bit of a procrastinator, some may say.
No way.
But I think there is still like an extreme where it's like, okay, maybe we don't have to worry too much about it so much in advance where we're stressing ourselves out about it.
Yeah, I think we're definitely like two different people when it comes to packing and being prepared and underprepared. So it's been like a challenge.
Together we are perfect.
Yeah, together.
Balance is all things should be. Exactly.
Yeah, together, it's great, but it's hard to, starting off how to, just like not even with travel, just like beginning of a relationship and going to Florida or going on different trips. Like I packed so much further in advance than you, but.
Yeah, there's definitely been trips in the past where you're like, oh, are you packed and ready yet? I was like, totally. And you were like, that was like a week and a half before we might leave for a trip. Yeah. And it's like, I ain't back until the night before. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Like your work trips. I'm like, oh, are you packed yet? And you're like, no. I'm like, you're leaving tomorrow at like 1:30 a.m. And you're like, yep.
Exactly. I have plenty of time that night to get back. Not like I have a ton of stuff I need to bring.
Yeah, that's true for the work trips are pretty quick. There and back, but...
Yeah, but there's definitely been times where it's like, oh, I'm glad you do plan out some of these things because I definitely would have forget things.
Yeah.
But my mentality is always like, if I forget it, it's probably not that important. I always remember the important things, so like passports and stuff like that. I think that's kind of like the important things to remember to bring along with you for some of these trips. And it's like, as long as I get the essentials in there, I'm sure the rest will kind of follow along is my thought process. Yeah. Which isn't always the best. I completely admit that. But
yeah, I think we've definitely... improved though, but that was definitely something we had to learn, especially like if it's a quick move, because we've been having a lot of quick moves, just like one day. We
don't even have a week.
No, not
it's
even.
Literally just the weekend. It's like, okay, you're done with this contract on Friday. Starting a new one next Monday.
Yeah, and driving like to a different state and everything, but
gotten better at it overall.
Overall,
it takes practice.
Yeah, just knowing.
So what's a big thing? You got any tips for planning out early?
My tip is to always think about it Constantly.
constantly thinking about it and stressing about it. I feel like I don't know about that too.
I don't stress
You don't
about it.
stress about it?
A little bit,
Okay,
but not too much.
true. You've gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Because before I think you might have been stressed about it, but I think as we kind of worked our way through like what are our essentials, what are the main things we need to bring along with us,
Right.
that's we feel more comfortable going from place to place.
Mhm.
We're like, okay, we know what we have, we know what we need to bring with us.
Yeah.
So I
And I
think that helps
think
quite a bit.
I think we, since this is like our third or fourth place we've been, that we know like kind of the system of how to
Mm-hmm.
pack too. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, this is what we're
Get
doing
like
with,
a rhythm, you know?
yeah, this is what we're doing with all of our clothes. This is what we're doing with all of our food. This is where it goes in the van.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. So,
Very true. We can really get a rhythm in moving from place to place, which is sounds a little odd because uh, you think like moving is a little more chaotic and it's like, well,
mhm.
we don't always know exactly where we're gonna go like months in advance. It's like, well, how do you have a rhythm with that when you don't there's so many unknowns with travel.
Yeah.
But I think kind of accepting those unknowns puts you in a good rhythm from going from place to place, kind of understanding what you need and how to work forward and through those types of things. Because in the beginning, it was definitely harder for us, I think, just kind of figuring everything out. It's like,
Mhm.
what truly do you need to bring along with you?
Right. So,
So,
yeah, so many unquestionables. And to just like for me to be like more spontaneous too with travel.
hmm
Like, okay, we don't have to plan like every single snack we're gonna eat, or
hmm
it's like, hey, we're gonna find the gas station when we need to find a gas station. We're gonna find lunch where we need to find lunch. It's fine,
yeah,
whatever. We'll figure it out.
because it's hard to like plan out those things. 'Cause it's like, well, how far do we actually need to go before we
Yeah,
need to get gas?
but
How far?
yeah, I definitely do try to plan those things.
You I mean, our most recent Florida trip, you did a really good job of planning. But I
Yeah.
think we had like more destination plans where it's like, okay, we need
Mhm.
to get to a
Bye.
certain point
Mhm.
in the day, and then once we got to that point, then we could do our thing around those
Yeah.
areas. So,
I do think that's, we've always just been, I guess, adapting over time.
hmm
And like I said, we didn't know much at the beginning, but now just
hmm
learning what we need to bring and getting that rhythm of
hmm
letting things go and just
got to be a little
going with
comfortable with being uncomfortable.
comfortable. Yeah. Get
Exactly.
out of your box, your
hmm
comfort
I love
zone.
that phrase, comfortable with being uncomfortable.
It's a good one.
hmm
It's a good
It's
one.
very exciting. I think as a dancer, as well as being, a PT and everything, and especially with going all these new places,
Yeah.
do you feel like you've gotten more comfortable with going into some of these uncomfortable
Yeah.
places?
100%. I don't know, even in undergrad to grad school, obviously you change a lot, but then grad school to now, it's like, yeah, I don't care.
It's
That sounds
like
terrible.
just throw me in somewhere. It's like I'll
Yeah,
figure it out, which I
as
think
as
is a
long
good like trait to
to have,
to be
yeah.
able to go from a place to place or accept different changes and
Hmm.
being able to adapt quickly to them. Which, no offense to you or anything, that wasn't really
A
a
trait
trait I
I
don't
had.
I wouldn't associate with Kelsey before this.
No, no.
It Kelsey was very a structured person and liked her
Her
lines to be
box.
straight and easy, and
Yeah.
now I think it's you kind of opened up quite a bit to that and really
Hmm.
adapted and worked hard and figured all that stuff out, you know.
Thanks. I think that's a good thing.
Mhm.
I think you helped me be that way though, because you're more that type of person.
Mhm.
Um, but back to being uncomfortable and
Mhm.
the what is it? Uncomfortable being
How to
uncomfortable
be comfortable
comfortable
being
in the
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. Yeah,
Mhm.
I remember like back I don't know if it was an undergrad, but I don't know if it's a quote or something you learned in a book, but you always said it just takes that 1 second
Mhm.
to
The one step.
the 1 second of confidence
Mhm.
to do something, like the 1 second of confidence to knock on that door. And that's like really stuck with me a lot with
Mhm.
like everything in life. Um, it
Mhm.
just takes that 1 second of
Because I truly believe that. It's like
yeah.
when you see these people and they're like, they go out like on stages by themselves and they're just
Yeah.
doing these things. It's like,
Mhm.
wow, look how confident that person is being able to go and do that. I've always wondered, like, where do they get that confidence to do it?
Mhm.
And I've always thought, like, it doesn't. I heard that quote somewhere. I wish I could remember where I found the quote in the first place. But it also stuck with me and resonated quite a bit where it truly is not full confidence the entire time.
Yeah.
It's just commit for that 1 second, and once you're out there taking
It'll
those
be fine.
steps,
Yeah.
you just kind of got to keep running because freezing isn't an option at some
No.
point. So
No. Not at all. But I think that I don't know, in this as long as it's peds, I feel like I'm fine. But if it was like adults or something else, I'd be a little bit more uncomfortable and maybe not as confident. But I feel like once I got in there and took that 1 second of confidence, it would be fine. Okay, so for the couple check-in today, I have more of a fun little question. Okay, you ready for it?
Go for it.
Okay, it's if our relationship were a travel show, what would this week's episode be called and why?
You want to go first, seeing as you came with the question?
Sure, I'll go
Let me think about it.
first. Yeah, I'll let you think about it. My first one that I thought of was Just Keep Swimming from, Nemo.
Why?
Because I feel like right now we're just running, like we're racing to the end.
Finish line.
We're swimming to that line of being done. I've been super tired this week, and I just think it's
senioritis, don't you?
Yeah, I have senioritis. Once we start talking about the next contract, I'm already like, okay, let's go. Like, let's pack up. Let's go. And I have to, keep grinding at the grindstone at work and keep reminding myself every day, okay, still give your 110%. Because the reason why we're doing this is because, I love the kids, and the why is because the kids need us. So I just feel like I'm running on fumes, repeating to myself and my coworkers, we're almost there. We're almost there. Because I'm in a school base, so it's the end of the year, and everyone's counting down. They're 22 days left, and so I'm we're almost there. We can do it. So yeah, I feel like just keep swimming because we're almost there, but I'm also very tired. I don't know, what would yours be, you think?
Mine's probably highs and lows, especially with this week because we're just figuring out our next contract, and it's okay, we have a line on something. Oh, it fell through. Okay, we have a line on a new thing. Oh, it fell through. Oh, we have a possibly full-time job. Oh, we probably don't want that. Oh, we found a new thing. It's okay, we stick with that thing, but the time frame doesn't work. So now we have to fill the gap. It's okay, now let's work on filling the gap. So it's we can get excited about something, and then it might fall through, and then get excited about that thing. It might fall through, and then we finally figure something out, but there's still this gap in there. So it's okay, we got some highs in there, we got some lows in there.
Nothing
Let's figure
really
it out.
in between.
Once we settle in stone, we'll just keep it moving.
Maybe that's why I feel so exhausted, just from that roller coaster.
The mental roller coaster of the highs and lows.
Yeah. Okay, so the tip of the day for PT travel is to pack a bag of everything, a small dedicated bag or whatever that has all of your essentials that you can just grab real quick in emergencies, or just so you know where important things are. ID, insurance cards, contracts, work-related documents.
Important paperworks.
Yeah, we call ours, we have a bag. I don't know, it's a work bag type thing.
Yeah.
And we call it her important paper bag or important papers.
Document bag.
Yeah, we have everything in there from passports to birth certificates, and I know that's not probably the best place, but since we're traveling all the time.
It's not like you can travel with a safe.
No, yeah, we can't travel with a safe.
So we gotta work with what we got.
It has a lock on it and stuff, but so I think that's a really good tip, because there's been times that I'm oh my gosh, where's
this thing? Or we need this thing for licensure stuff, or we need this thing for travel, and it's okay, we have it all in one place. We know where it's at. We can just go and grab it. It's in the bag.
Yep.
It's just a matter of sorting through the bag and finding it.
Yeah, where it is in the bag and stuff. So this way you'll never be scrambling for the important stuff when you need it the most. So that's the PT travel tip of this episode. So in conjunction with this episode of moving every 13 weeks or so, because we haven't been moving that
True.
quickly.
Some have, some haven't.
Yeah.
It really
And
depends.
kind of how we stayed married, even though we haven't been married that long, but we've been together for almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
kind of
A
feels like
decade.
we've
That's a
been,
long time.
I
That's
know.
like over a third of my life.
I know. That's older than your nephew.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Um, there's been, challenges to connect, due to some tough challenges like conflicts, some misunderstandings, or
Mm-hmm.
expectations. I feel like that's a big
Mm-hmm.
one. Like, I expect this or you expect that, but we never communicated it. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, then it's just everyone's not happy at
True.
that point.
True.
Um, I guess, like, is there any specific moments you can think of for the traveling that kind of correlate to that theme?
Well, I think our most recent decisions on like where our next contract and stuff was is a very good example of we need to communicate better with our expectations on
Yeah.
what we wanted for our next contract. Where do we want to go? What did we want to see? Do we want to go back and be near family for a little while and enjoy the
Mm-hmm.
summer with them and then move away from them during the winter times, which
Yeah.
I may have originally like thought that in my head and it's like did I even just because I think of something in my head doesn't mean you can read my mind. So it's like I
Right.
need to talk to you about that. It's like here is what I'm kind of looking for in the future, and I need to make sure that you are on board with that or get your opinion on that so we can figure it out together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
But I think we're kind of like similar
similar vibes on that.
vibes on things.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously a lot of talking occur with like
Mm-hmm.
a time frame for things or where. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's hard because a lot of things fall through so quickly in
Mm-hmm.
the travel world. Because you're like, oh, cool, I see this contract. It looks beautiful. I love it.
Mm-hmm. It's like I have an interview with them tomorrow, and it's like
Yeah.
quick turnaround, and then your recruiter gets back with you and says, "Oh, their dates don't work out, so sorry, you can't do that one." And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, now we had found a new place to live, we had
We were
looked in the
already
area, we were
looking.
planning on everything going in the future, and it's like, oh, it fell through within a
Yeah.
day, and
And
it's like,
some,
okay, now
yeah.
we just
Yeah.
wasted a lot of effort on that, and
A lot
we
of
got to figure out the next
mental,
one.
a lot of mental effort on
Mm-hmm.
things too. Like, I feel like right now we're almost solidified at our new couple
Yeah,
places next,
yeah,
but it's been like back and forth, which is fine. Like, I want to find the
the
right
right place.
fit, of course, but it's going very slowly, and I feel like
Mm-hmm.
mentally I'm so drained of like, okay, this is great opportunity, getting so excited and hyped about it, and then
Mm-hmm.
finding all these things like, cool, we have a house that we could probably get on furnished finders, we have XYZ,
Mm-hmm.
um and then like the dates don't work like you say, or
Mm-hmm.
they are only doing limited hours and we're kind of
Mm-hmm.
not okay with that, or it's adult, or it's a sniff, or you
Mm-hmm.
know
It's
so it's hard.
a lot of those unknowns that once we get the contract, we look at it and it's like, okay, this actually isn't going to
What
work
we
out for us,
want,
or
yeah.
it's not going to work out for them, and it's a struggle. I completely agree with you when you said it was like a struggle mentally to just kind
Yeah.
of get excited for a new place and then have it fall through, and then get excited for another new place, and then that one falls through, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
should I be done getting excited for places until I think we just gotta monitor our expectations until we are
Signing the
signed and
contract.
we are know we're going someplace.
Like signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you've been really helpful like when I'm mentally exhausted from it, and you
Mhm.
can kind of read that on maybe my tone of voice or my face. I don't know what you read, just
Uh-huh.
me
Uh-huh.
because you know me.
Yeah.
And you're just like, it's fine, we'll figure it out, everything will be fine, and
Mm-hmm.
that's really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Um I don't know if there's anything I do that's helpful. Probably not. I just probably ramp up
For
the
me, I
anxiety.
don't know. I think I always try to be like a calming
Yeah.
presence, I
Presence.
guess you can say. My coworkers tell me that. I try to be that with you at home as well. It's like things just kind of work out for me. It feels like a lot of times. So I'm just very confident in that it's like something will come up, it will work out. We will
Yeah.
find something that will work for us and we'll be good going forward. And I think that comes with like having an understanding that hey, we have like a safety net that can back us up. And that's why I'm so confident that it's like okay, if we need to miss out on a month of work, it's like we can afford to do that. We can
Yeah.
we can hang out with family for that month, or we can financially be fine without having to work for an entire month for you. So I
Yeah.
think that gives me the confidence to just kind of be like, okay, it will work out. We will find something. It'll be fine going forward.
Yeah. It's not what we want,
No.
but I mean, it'll, and like, we kind of talked about this, like if we did have a big break that we had to do, because that was kind of something that might be happening.
Mhm.
Um, like, okay, well, I could teach dance or I could do athletic training on the side just to make
Mhm.
some income and also for my sanity
Yeah, for
because
your
I
sanity
would,
of not working would be
oh my
terrible.
gosh, yeah.
You're a person that needs to work. That's
Yeah.
just how you operate because you like getting things done, and I think it
Yep.
makes you feel good and accomplished.
Yes.
So,
I'm a checker offer.
yep.
That makes me feel good when I
Make a list,
accomplish
check it off.
something.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I accomplished at least one thing today. That's good. And if I don't accomplish something in a day, then I feel terrible about myself.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I guess that's, one of
Kind of
our
like,
biggest recent conflicts. And
mhm,
it's a challenge to connect when those things happen because, like, sometimes I just want to be
mhm,
by myself, or sometimes
mhm.
I need you to tell me it's okay
Yeah.
without telling you to tell me it's
Yeah.
okay.
And it truly just comes back to communication. Like, even
Yeah,
when you want time by yourself, communicate that. We'll
right.
work it out.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes I might need to tell you, like, hey, I need like an hour to think on this. I can't give you a response right
Yeah.
now. It's like I need to be able to sleep on it. I need to think on it for a while. We need to go golfing, and
Yeah.
in that walk while we're golfing, then we'll get some good thoughts out there and maybe get the blood flowing, and
Yeah.
we'll have some epiphany come to us, and we'll figure it out.
Speaking of golfing, some routines that keep us kind of grounded with, staying crazy travel and
Hmm.
staying together and everything. We kind of have like started a huge one recently, the past, what, couple months,
Yeah, we're
you
on
would
week
say?
9 or 10
It's 10, I
of
think,
kind of
this
thing we're
week.
doing. Hmm.
Yeah. So week 10 of, what do you want to call it? I don't even know what you would call it.
Just a new routine for
New
us, I guess.
routine, yeah. And Tristan kind of is the one that wanted to start it. And it's like calorie deficit
Hmm.
plus golfing. I guess we golf
5 days a week.
5 out
Yeah.
of the 7 days a week. And then, well, he golfs and I walk.
Hmm.
And then after we golf of the work 5 days,
Yeah.
then we go and lift. And we also lift on Saturday. And then Sunday is like our rest day and our cheat day. But we still try not to be too crazy.
Yeah. I was getting fat. That was the biggest thing. It's like I was like, I gotta make a change. It's really because after our honeymoon, it's like I could definitely tell I gained some weight. Being on
Yeah.
a cruise for 2 weeks was not good for Tristan's
Yeah, because you just get free
BMI.
food. Your
Exactly. It's like I
BMI.
feel obligated to eat. It's like, oh, we already
It's
paid for
free.
all the
It's
food. We might as well
free.
just walk up and grab that ice cream, right?
Yeah,
Or
your
grab that extra
cookies.
cake or the cookies.
You
Exactly.
like the cookies. I was the
Oh.
coffee one. Every morning I'd go get my
Hmm.
coffee on that cruise ship.
Hmm.
I think he knew me by name, and
Yes,
he's like
man.
caramel or not, what did I get? A caramel iced coffee. I said,
Hmm.
you know
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So I needed to make a change, and I knew you'd be down to help
Oh
me with
yeah.
that and be
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm willing to go with you and go to the gym with you and
Mhm.
really help you stick to this kind of program that we got going
Right.
on. And I
Well,
think I think it works for both of us.
yeah, I was just sick of. I went to the gym and did like an AI app. That
Hmm.
was, I don't know, it was just kind of boring after a
Kind of made you a
while.
little workout plan and
Yeah, it
say,
like made you a workout plan because I hate having to do that
figure it out.
after I worked and made treatment plans for all my kids. It's like I don't want to do that for myself. That's like too much,
Hmm.
which was nice, but I didn't feel like it was doing much. And
Hmm.
I was getting sick of it, and I was like, I need something changed. I want to actually like physically see changes.
Hmm.
And so when you came up with this, I thought or want to do this something new. I was like, cool, I'm all in. Like, let's jump,
Hmm.
let's dive, let's do it together. It's been a lot though.
But
Specifically, the golfing part is the hardest for
I'm
me.
getting good. I'm getting better.
You're getting better at golfing
I think so, yeah.
overall.
Overall,
Today,
100%.
I don't know about
Today,
that.
it ended up not being too bad. Started fantastic, middle was terrible, ending was all right.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So, we're getting better.
What's your average right now?
My average, through 9, I'll shoot about 3 over.
Three
So,
over.
yeah. So that makes me around a 6 handicap right now, is what
Yeah.
it's called.
Is
But
that good?
I think it's probably above average for most people, just based on what I've talked to people
Oh,
about.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I try.
Who?
Always, I think, kind of going back to things that keep me grounded. I think one of
Yeah.
the things that keep me grounded is I always like to feel like I'm improving at something,
Yeah, you do.
and especially with golf, that's something that I can see improvements because there's a score right there. It's like I can
Yeah.
constantly compare myself to my previous self, like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago. It's like, how much better have I gotten? Have I gotten any better? Have I felt like I've gotten better? And it's like, that's one of those things that keep me grounded is finding something that I can improve upon and kind of keep that going.
Yeah.
So,
And that's hard for you to find things, especially when we're traveling. I think that's
mm-hmm.
been really mentally hard for you because you
Mm-hmm.
like social
Yeah.
things like basketball, like
Or tennis and yeah,
any
any athletic.
athletic social
Yeah.
thing, and that's really hard because it's like we don't have time to make friends a lot of times or
Mm-hmm.
make friends to the point where you're going and doing tennis with them.
Mm-hmm. Like settle into a club or anything like that. It's hard to do that when we're moving so often. So I think it does kind of make a little struggle for me for that, especially because I do love. I'm not gonna lie, gym not my favorite thing.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's a little boring for me, but at this point I'm just like, okay, it's gotta get done. Let's go get it done.
Yeah.
And you know how they say it takes like 2 weeks to build a habit, 3 days to break it or whatever. So we've built the habit. Now I don't mind it as much.
No, yeah, we can't
But,
break it.
Yeah,
when we
it'd be so tough.
That's going to be the hardest thing when we're done and traveling back to our next contract, like
where we have like a week or two off there.
Yeah, I think it's a week off that we have planned right now if everything goes smoothly and to plan. And I think, yeah, we need to keep it up because if we don't, we're going to lose it. Specifically, you will lose it.
Yeah.
Because
I would definitely lose the motivation to go to the gym.
Yeah, I don't mind the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I really
actually
like
playing
it.
sports. I don't like just working out for sports.
Yeah.
So I think it's just kind of like working out. So there's the necessity to be able to go and play sports again.
Yeah.
But my cardio is so bad.
My cardio is really bad too. We probably should put in more cardio work.
Nah, that sounds boring.
Oh, geez.
Lift weight, see weight number go up. That make me happy.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing. And I feel like we both have, like, gained muscle and stuff, but...
I think I've noticed it. Definitely changing myself.
Yeah, I think so, for sure.
So, program's good. I've used it a couple of times before. My friend Tyler gave it to me, and ever since I've started using it, I've always noticed improvements. So, I think it works out pretty well.
And our friend Tyler can lift a lot of weight.
Yep. I trust his decisions.
A lot of weight. So those are some things that kind of keep us grounded. And I think for like the routine, it's nice that we are doing it together because it kind of gives you like the social aspect of it too. Mm-hmm. Where I feel like if you were trying to do it by yourself, it would be harder for you. Mm-hmm. And the golfing's a lot easier with you there for sure. But I sometimes I have to zone out. I like have one headbud in and I'm either like listening to a book, music, a podcast, something or I'm like, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Because I get bored really easy if I'm not like mentally or physically active or doing something, and it's hard for me to slow down. And Tristan says it's probably good for me to like slow down and take a breath and stuff, but I don't know.
It's like doing it together just because, I don't know, get to hang out together. And it's like, because sometimes before that, I felt like we could get into a rut where it's like, we're in the same house, but we're not hanging out, you know?
Yeah.
So I think this has really helped us stay connected to each other, where it's like, we're working out together, we're golfing together, then we spend an hour a night doing something, whether play a game together, we watch a TV show together, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think routine's great. And I think we're kind of killing it right now, personally.
Right now, yeah. But that's the hard part. And then we're going to change and go somewhere else, and we have to, like...
Yeah. Set that new routine back up. Just got to get used to it, huh?
But we just got to communicate, and it'll be fine, and everything will work out.
Exactly.
So yeah, moving every 13 weeks or so isn't always easy, but it's built something even stronger between us, not just muscles from lifting boxes.
No, that's definitely, we have grown some muscles while traveling. So we'll see you next week for a deep dive into how temporary work and long-term love can go hand in hand.
If this episode resonated with you, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review. And don't forget to share this with anyone starting their travel healthcare career. They'll thank you later.
Next time on Contracted and Committed, we dive into how to make love last when your job keeps you on the move. Don't miss our tips for balancing temporary work with long-term commitment. Until next time.
Keep loving.
Keep laughing.
And most importantly,
keep taking the next step.